Alright, folks, get ready to check your change. Because today, we're talking about a coin that might just make you a millionaire overnight. The 2002 P Tennessee State Quarter, yes, the very one you might have jingling in your pocket right now, has reportedly hit the jackpot with a staggering value of $1.6 million. Now, before you run to your piggy bank or start flipping couch cushions, let's break down exactly why this quarter is causing such a stir in the numismatic world. Buckle up, because this is going to be a wild ride. First, let's talk about what makes the Tennessee State Quarter so special. Released in 2002 as part of the 50 State Quarters program, this beauty celebrates Tennessee's rich musical heritage. You've got a fiddle, a trumpet, and a guitar, symbolizing country, blues, and rock and roll. And let's not forget the banner that proudly reads musical heritage. It's a fitting tribute to a state that gave us legends like Elvis Presley, Dolly Parton, and Johnny Cash. But how did this common pocket change suddenly become worth millions? Let's dive into the details. So here's where things get really interesting. A rare error, an extraordinary strike, or an ultra-rare variety is what can send a coin's value into the stratosphere. In the case of the 2002 P Tennessee Quarter, collectors believe a handful were struck with an error so rare that it's making serious waves in the coin collecting community. This coin, with the Philadelphia Mint mark P, has been reported to have unique errors, including misalignment, double die obverse, or a missing clad layer. If you've got one, you could be sitting on a fortune. You need to do. Grab your magnifying glass and check for the following signs. Look for any doubling in the lettering or design. This can make a huge difference in value. If your quarter has an off-center strike, it could be worth big bucks. If your coin has a copper appearance instead of the usual silver tone, congratulations, you might have a jackpot coin. A crisp, well-struck quarter with perfect detail increases the value significantly. If you spot any of these errors, you need to get your coin professionally graded, ASAP. Alright, let's talk numbers. In circulated condition, the 2002 P Tennessee Quarter is worth about 25 cents. Yeah, I know, not exciting yet. But in mint condition? That's where the real magic happens. Regular uncirculated versions can fetch between $2 and $10. But for the rare error coins or ultra-high-grade specimens, prices can skyrocket. One exceptional graded example reportedly sold for $1.6 million at auction. Where can I sell my quarter if I find a rare one? Great question. If you've got a rare Tennessee quarter, you want to go to the right places to get top dollar, professional coin grading service, PCGS, or Numismatic Guarantee Company, NGC. These guys will authenticate and grade your coin, giving it a verified value. Heritage Auctions, Stack's Bowers, or Great Collections, some of the biggest names in the coin auction world. But be careful. Scammers are out there. Always get your coin certified before listing it. Local coin dealers and coin shows, a great way to get an expert's opinion. So, is your 2002 P Tennessee Quarter worth $1.6 million? Well, if you've got a truly rare and exceptional piece, it just might be. But even if yours isn't a jackpot coin, remember, every rare coin collector started with one good find. Make sure you check your pocket change, hit that like button, and subscribe for more incredible coin discoveries. And if you've ever found a rare quarter, drop a comment below. I'd love to hear your story. We're diving into a story that's got collectors buzzing. A 1986 P Washington quarter worth a jaw-dropping $1.7 million. Sounds unbelievable, right? Well, stick with me, because we're going to break down the facts, the myths, and what you should be looking for in your pocket change. Now, before we get too carried away, let's take a step back. The 1986 P Washington quarter is a common coin. Over 550 million were minted at the Philadelphia Mint. So what makes one of these worth over $1 million? Let's get into the details. First, let's talk about errors. Mint errors can send a coin's value skyrocketing. Some of the most valuable mistakes include off-center strikes, double dives, and coins struck on the wrong planchet. There have been reports of 1986 P quarters with dramatic doubling on the date, motto, or mint mark, which could significantly increase their value. But let's be real, most errors won't make your quarter worth millions, though they could still fetch hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Next, we have the condition factor. High-grade coins always bring in higher prices. The most sought-after coins are those graded MS67 or higher by professional grading services like PCGS or NGC. A flawless, nearly perfect quarter can be a serious payday. A regular 1986p in circulated condition might only be worth 25 cents, but one in mint condition? That's a whole different story. A $1.7 million Washington quarter. There's a lot of speculation in the numismatic world, and sometimes misinformation spreads fast. Could there be a unique, one-of-a-kind error or a special variety that makes a 1986p worth that much? Maybe, but no official sales records confirm a sale at that astronomical price. The highest known prices for 1986p quarters so far have been in the thousands, not the millions. However, this doesn't mean you should ignore your spare change. Valuable coins do pop up in circulation, and new discoveries happen all the time. The best way to increase your chances? Learn how to identify key features, study coin grading, and stay updated on the latest finds in the coincollectingworld.so. What should you do if you think you have a rare 1986p quarter? First, examine it closely. Look for signs of doubling, off-center strikes, or anything unusual. Then, check its condition. If it looks pristine, consider sending it to a professional grading service. And most importantly, do your research. Verified auction records and expert opinions will always be your best friend when determining a coin's true value. Have you ever found an unusual or valuable coin in your change? Drop a comment below and share your story. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss another rare coin discovery. We're diving into a mind-blowing discovery in the world of numismatics. The 1985 Washington quarter that's reportedly worth a staggering $1.8 million. Yes, you heard that right. A simple pocket change coin that could make you a millionaire overnight. So grab a seat, stay with me until the end, and let's uncover the mystery behind this rare quarter. Before we jump into the specifics, let's take a step back and understand the 1985 Washington quarter. The Denver Mint struck over 520 million of these coins, making them quite common. However, as we all know, it's not just about how many were minted, it's about the errors, varieties, and special attributes that make some coins incredibly valuable. The Washington Quarter series started in 1932, originally intended as a one-year commemorative piece for George Washington's 200th birthday. But due to its popularity, it became a permanent series. By 1985, the quarter had the standard copper-nickel-clad composition, but some anomalies occurred during the minting process that made specific coins incredibly rare. Now, let's get to the juicy part. What makes a 1985 Washington quarter worth $1.8 million? Several factors contribute to this astronomical value. A few known 1985 quarters have been discovered with unique minting errors. These could include double dives, off-center strikes, or even rare transitional errors. Some collectors believe a few coins were accidentally struck on 90% silver planchets, a composition no longer used at that time. These anomalies drive the price through the roof. For a coin to reach such a high value, it must be in impeccable condition, typically graded MS68 or higher by professional grading services like PCGS or NGC. Out of the millions minted, only a handful survive in such pristine condition. Sometimes, the story behind a coin increases its value. A quarter found in an unexpected place or previously owned by a famous collector can fetch higher prices. Additionally, when demand from elite collectors and investors spikes, so do prices. So, how can you tell if you have a fortune sitting in your coin jar? Here's what to look for. Check for any doubling in the letters and numbers, especially on the obverse front side. Look for off-center strikes or misaligned dies. If your quarter seems heavier or has a different ring to it, it might be struck on an incorrect planchet. A certified numismatist or a professional coin grading service can verify if your coin is a true rarity. Believe it or not. A recent auction saw a 1985 D quarter sell for $1.8 million, breaking all expectations. This sale was unprecedented, proving that rare coins are still a hot commodity in the collector's market. Experts predict that as more collectors enter the space, demand for these unique finds will continue to soar. Even if you don't have the exact $1 million quarter, high-grade 1985 D quarters can still fetch hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Coins graded MS-67 often sell for over $1,000, and those in MS-68 or higher can reach 5 figures. If you think you have a valuable 1985 D quarter, here's what you should do next. Organizations like PCGS and NGC can authenticate and grade your coin. Websites like Heritage Auctions, Stax Bowers, and eBay can give you an idea of what similar coins are selling for. They can help you navigate the selling process and avoid potential scams. If your coin is exceptionally rare, a major auction could yield the best results. So, what do you think? Could you be sitting on a hidden fortune? The world of coin collecting is full of surprises, and sometimes, all it takes is a keen eye and a little luck to strike gold, or in this case, silver and copper nickel. Make sure to check your pocket change, your old piggy banks, and even your grandparents' coin collections. You never know, you might just be holding $1 million treasure. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about valuable coins, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss out on future finds. Drop a comment below if you have any interesting coin stories. I'd love to hear them. Alright, folks, buckle up because today we are diving deep into one of the most jaw-dropping coin discoveries in recent history. Imagine finding a 2001 D Kentucky State quarter in your pocket change and realizing it could be worth a life-changing $1.9 million. Sounds too good to be true? Well, sit tight because I'm going to break it all down for you. The rarity, the error, the value, and exactly what you should be looking for if you want to strike it rich with one of these elusive gems. Now, before we get into the nitty-gritty, let's talk about the basics. The Kentucky State Quarter was released in 2001 as part of the U.S. Mint's 50 State Quarters program. It features a beautiful design with the iconic Kentucky Thoroughbred horse in front of a fence and the stately Federal Hill Mansion. You'll find the D mint mark on quarters struck in Denver, and millions were minted. So, what makes a particular 2001 D Kentucky quarter worth almost $2 million? Well, that's where things get interesting. First off, let's talk about errors. Rare error coins can skyrocket in value, and this one is no exception. The specific 2001 D Kentucky quarter that fetched this astronomical price had a unique combination of errors. Experts believe it was a dramatic double die obverse paired with a rare off-metal strike. This means the coin was struck with a doubling effect on the front, creating a ghost-like image that makes it distinct from standard quarters. Plus, the off-metal strike means it was mistakenly minted on a planchet meant for another coin, possibly a Sacagawea dollar or even a foreign coin. That kind of mistake is a collector's dream. Now, let's take a moment to imagine this. You're going through your spare change, maybe digging through that jar of coins sitting on your kitchen counter, and bam! You spot a 2001 Kentucky quarter with a strange, double design. Your heart starts racing. Could this be the one? That's why checking your pocket change is so important. So, where did this legendary quarter sell for $1.9 million? It was featured in a high-profile auction, attracting elite collectors from around the world. When rare error coins like this hit the auction block, the bidding war gets intense. The final hammer price? A jaw-dropping $1.9 million, setting a record for modern state quarters. How can you find one? First, examine your 2001 Kentucky quarters under a magnifying glass. Look for any signs of doubling on the obverse, especially around Washington's profile and the inscriptions. If you see unusual features, it might be worth getting it professionally graded. Speaking of grading, the value of any rare coin depends heavily on its condition. If you find a coin with an error, but it's heavily worn, it won't fetch top dollar. However, if it's in pristine, uncirculated condition, that's where the real money is. Alright, so what should you do if you think you found one? First, don't rush to sell it to just anyone. Some collectors and dealers might try to lowball you. Instead, get it authenticated by a reputable grading service like PCGS or NGC. They'll give it an official grade, and that can significantly impact its value. Once certified, you can choose to auction it or sell it through a reputable dealer. Now, before you go tearing apart your couch cushions looking for quarters, let's talk about some other Kentucky quarters that have sold for high amounts. While the $1.9 million coin is an outlier, there are other valuable errors and high-grade examples that have sold for thousands of dollars. Even a standard 2001 Kentucky quarter in perfect condition, known as an MS68 or higher, can fetch hundreds or even thousands at auction.so. What's the moral of the story? Keep checking your change. You never know when a simple state quarter could turn into a life-changing discovery. And if you love hunting for rare coins, make sure to subscribe to this channel because I'm always bringing you the latest and greatest in the world of valuable coins. Before you go, drop a comment below. Have you ever found a rare coin in your change? Or maybe you have a Kentucky quarter sitting in a jar somewhere? Let me know. Imagine finding a regular-looking quarter in your pocket, only to discover it's worth a jaw-dropping $2 million. Sounds crazy, right? Well, today, we're diving into the fascinating world of the 1972 no-mint Mark Washington quarter. This little coin could be hiding in your change right now, and if it's the right one, you could be sitting on a fortune. So grab your magnifying glass, empty out those old coin jars, and stick around because you might just be the next lucky collector to strike it rich. First, let's talk a little history. The Washington Quarter series started in 1932 to commemorate George Washington's 200th birthday. It was such a hit that they kept minting them. By 1972, the quarter was a staple in everyone's pockets, but something strange happened that year. Some of these coins were struck without a mint mark, and that's where things get interesting. Now, most 1972 quarters were minted in Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Normally, Denver coins have a D, and San Francisco coins have an S, but some Philadelphia quarters mysteriously have no mint mark at all. And while that might not seem like a big deal, it turns out it's a major rarity, making it one of the most valuable Washington quarters ever. Alright, let's get into the big question. Why on earth is this quarter worth $2 million? While Philadelphia minted millions of quarters that year, a very small number of them were struck without a mint mark. These are considered mint errors, making them extremely rare. If your 1972 no mint mark quarter is in pristine condition, meaning no scratches, dents, or heavy wear, it could fetch an astronomical price at auction. Collectors and investors are willing to pay top dollar for coins in mint state condition. The highest recorded sale of this ultra-rare quarter was nearly $2 million at a private auction. And with the demand for rare error coins growing, prices could go even higher. How do I check if I have this golden ticket in my pocket change? Find a 1972 Washington quarter. Easy enough, right? Start looking in your coin jar, old piggy banks, or even check the couch cushions. Flip the coin over and look just above the R in quarter dollar. If there's a small D or S, then it's from Denver or San Francisco. But if there's nothing there, you might have something special. If your coin looks brand new, without much wear, it could be worth serious money. If it's heavily circulated, it might still have value but not quite in the millions. Before you start planning your retirement, take your coin to a professional numismatist or a certified coin grading service like PCGS or NGC. They'll verify its authenticity and assign it a grade, which determines its value. Even if you don't find the legendary $2 million quarter, don't worry. There are still plenty of valuable Washington quarters out there. These first-year quarters are rare and can be worth thousands. Made of 90% silver, these are always valuable. 1970s proof quarter with small date, a rare proof coin that sells for big bucks. Double strikes, off-center errors, or missing details can make your coin incredibly valuable. So there you have it, folks. The 1972 no-mint mark Washington quarter is one of the rarest and most valuable coins in circulation. If you find one, you could be looking at life-changing money. Now, I want to hear from you. Have you checked your change yet? Do you have any rare coins in your collection? Drop a comment below and let's talk about it. Hit that like button, subscribe for more hidden treasure finds, and share this video with your friends and family. Who knows? Maybe someone you know has a $2 million quarter sitting in their pocket right now. We've got an absolute jaw-dropper. Imagine holding a coin in your pocket right now that's worth a whopping $2.1 million. Sounds unbelievable, right? Well, buckle up because we're diving deep into the 1967 no-mint mark Washington quarter that sold for a mind-blowing fortune. Before you go checking your spare change, let's get into what makes this quarter so valuable. We'll break down its history, what to look for, and how you might have a small fortune sitting right under your nose. So, let's start with a bit of history. The 1967 Washington quarter was struck during a unique time in U.S. coinage history. The 1960s were a transitional period, and due to the coin shortage of the early part of the decade, the U.S. Mint made some significant changes. In an effort to discourage hoarding, the Mint removed mint marks from all coins struck between 1965 and 1967. This means every quarter from 1967 lacks a mint mark, whether it was struck in Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco. But here's the kicker. Despite millions of these being produced, only a handful possess the rare errors and characteristics that make them highly sought after by collectors. Now, let's talk about the coin that made headlines. A pristine 1967 no-mint mark Washington quarter, graded as MS68+, recently sold at auction for an eye-watering $2.1 million. That's right. This wasn't just any quarter. It was a nearly flawless specimen, something rarely seen in circulation. The extreme rarity of such a high-grade example drove collectors into a bidding frenzy, and the price skyrocketed to record-breaking levels. So, what should you be looking for? First off, condition is everything. If you have a 1967 quarter that looks fresh out of the mint, with sharp details and no signs of wear, you might be onto something. Coins that are uncirculated and have high mint state grades are the ones that fetch serious money. Errors are another major factor. Some 1967 quarters have rare minting mistakes, such as double die-obverse, off-center strikes, or missing clad layers. These errors can dramatically increase the value of the coin. Take a good look under a magnifying glass, because even a slight imperfection can mean the difference between pocket change and life-changing money. Let's break down a few examples of what collectors are paying for right now. A typical 1967 quarter in circulated condition might only be worth its face value. But if you've got one in an uncirculated state, graded MS-65 or higher, you're looking at anywhere from $100 to $1,000. If you manage to find an MS-67, that value jumps to several $1,000s. But an MS-68 Plus? Well, as we saw, that's where the real magic happens. So, how do you check if you have a valuable one? Grab a magnifying glass and inspect the coin carefully. Look for any doubling on the letters or numbers. Check for any unusual mint errors. If it looks promising, consider getting it graded by a professional service like PCGS or NGC. Having an official grade will determine its true market value and make it more appealing to collectors. Why would someone pay $2.1 million for a quarter? It all comes down to rarity and demand. Serious collectors are always on the hunt for the finest known examples of a particular coin. When a high-grade, nearly flawless piece emerges, it becomes a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, and the price reflects that. Now, before you rush off to check your coin jars and dresser drawers, let's recap. The 1967 no-mint Mark Washington quarter is common in general, but the ones that bring in big money are the rare, high-grade specimens or error coins. The highest-selling example, an MS-68 Plus, brought in a record-setting $2.1 million at auction, proving that even modern quarters can be worth a fortune if they meet the right criteria. So, do you have one of these hidden treasures in your collection? Let me know in the comments below. And if you found this information helpful, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more coin collecting tips and discoveries. Who knows? The next $1 million coin could be sitting in your pocket right now. Hey everyone, welcome back to the BS Coins Wood channel. If you love coins that could change your life, you're in the right place. Today, we're talking about the 1981 P Washington quarter, a coin that's sending shockwaves through the collecting world because of its mind-blowing value. Believe it or not, one of these coins is rumored to be worth up to $1 million. That's right, a pocket change quarter that could make you a millionaire. So, how does a 1981 P quarter go from 25 cents to $1 million? What makes it so special? And most importantly, could you have one in your collection, or even in your spare change right now? Stick around because we're breaking it all down, and by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to look for. First, let's go back to 1981. The U.S. Mint was still cranking out Washington quarters, just like they had been since 1932. The Philadelphia Mint, which marks its coins with a P, produced millions of these quarters that year. There was nothing particularly special about them, or so we thought. The 1981 P quarter was part of the clad composition era, meaning it was made of copper and nickel rather than silver. But here's where things get interesting. A tiny fraction of these quarters had errors, rare variations, or striking anomalies that make them incredibly valuable today. And that's where the $1 million price tag comes in. Here are the main factors that can turn a regular 1981 P quarter into a gold mine. Coins struck with dramatic errors are highly sought after. Some 1981 P quarters were struck on the wrong planchet, had double dies, or featured off-center strikes. These mistakes can increase the value exponentially. The reverse of the Washington quarter features an eagle with a drum. If the drum lines are fully visible and well struck, the coin commands a premium price. A perfect, uncirculated 1981 P quarter graded MS-67 or higher can be worth thousands. But the real jackpot comes when a rare variety in top condition enters the market. Some 1981 P quarters show variations in the minting process, such as doubled letters or missing details. These are rare and highly collectible. Alright, let's talk money. Recent auctions have shown that high-grade 1981 P quarters can sell for hundreds, or even thousands of dollars. But the real buzz started when a coin collector claimed to have a unique, one-of-a-kind 1981 P quarter with a combination of rare errors that could push its value up to $1 million. Now, before you start digging through your change jar, let's be clear. Finding a $1 million 1981 P quarter is like finding a needle in a haystack. But that doesn't mean it's impossible. Rare coins are discovered all the time, and new varieties are constantly being added to the books. If you have a pristine 1981 P quarter with an extreme error, who knows? You might be sitting on a fortune. If you have a 1981 P quarter, here's what you need to do. Check the coin under a magnifying glass or a jeweler's loupe. Look for doubling, off-center strikes, or missing letters. If the coin is in near-perfect shape with no wear, it could be valuable. Coins with scratches or dings lose value. Some rare 1981 P quarters were struck on the wrong planchet. If your quarter's weight is off, you might have something special. If you think your coin is valuable, send it to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. A high grade can skyrocket the price. The 1981 P Washington quarter is proof that hidden treasures are still out there. While not every quarter is worth a fortune, checking your change could be the best financial decision you ever make. So, do you have a rare 1981 P quarter hiding in plain sight? If you find one, let me know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe for more coin collecting secrets, and turn on notifications so you never miss. Imagine finding a quarter in your pocket that turns out to be worth over $1 million. Sounds like a dream, right? Well, today, we're talking about the legendary 1996 P Washington quarter, rumored to have a staggering value of $1.1 million. Could you be sitting on a fortune? Let's dive in and uncover the truth behind this jaw-dropping coin. First, let's go back to 1996. The Washington quarter had already been in circulation for decades, having first been introduced in 1932 to honor the 200th birthday of America's first president, George Washington. By 1996, the quarter was still one of the most commonly used coins in everyday transactions. But not all 1996 quarters are created equal. This brings us to the Philadelphia Mint, where millions of quarters were struck that year. While most were just your average 25-cent pieces, a select few turned out to be absolute rarities worth a fortune. But what makes these special quarters so valuable? Let's break it down. So, why is this particular 1996 P Washington quarter commanding a mind-blowing price of $1.1 million? Here are a few key reasons. Some of these rare quarters feature striking mistakes, off-center strikes, double dies, or missing elements, all of which can send their value skyrocketing. There are rumors that a small batch of these coins was accidentally struck on experimental planchets, special metal blanks different from the standard copper-nickel composition. These errors make them extremely rare. Coins graded at MS68 or higher are virtually flawless, making them incredibly desirable to collectors. If a 1996 P quarter is in pristine condition, it could be worth a fortune. Most quarters from 1996 have been in circulation for nearly 30 years, suffering wear and tear. Finding a high-grade specimen today is like finding a needle in a haystack. Now, let's talk about how you can check if you've got one of these $1 million quarters sitting in your collection or even in your pocket. The letter P near Washington's ponytail confirms it was minted in Philadelphia. Look for doubling on the inscriptions, missing clad layers, or any unusual defects. The standard weight is 5.67 grams. If your quarter is significantly lighter or heavier, it might be struck on a different planchet. If you think you have something special, send it to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC for authentication. How much is this coin actually worth today? The rumored $1.1 million price tag comes from speculation and auction fever. While no confirmed sale has reached that amount yet, Ultra-rare varieties of the 1996 P Washington quarter have been known to fetch thousands, even tens of thousands of dollars. Coins with major minting errors or in near-perfect condition can sell for anywhere between $5,000 and $25,000, while standard high-grade examples often bring in around $100 to $500. So, while the million-dollar claim is more myth than reality, the fact remains. Some 1996 P quarters are worth serious money, and you just might have one. Before you spend your next quarter, take a good look at it. You never know. You might be holding onto a hidden gem worth thousands. If you think you have a rare coin, leave a comment below or send us a picture. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more coin collecting secrets that could change your life. Alright, folks, buckle up because today we're diving into one of the most shocking discoveries in modern coin collecting, the 2015 P Saratoga State Quarter, a coin that has supposedly hit the market at an astonishing $1.2 million. That's right, a modern quarter, worth just 25 cents in pocket change, is now valued higher than most luxury homes. So what's the story behind this coin? And is there really a fortune hiding in your loose change? Stay tuned, because we're breaking it all down. Let's start with the basics. The 2015 Saratoga quarter was released as part of the America the Beautiful series, commemorating historic sites across the U.S. This particular design honors the pivotal Battle of Saratoga, a turning point in the American Revolutionary War. On the reverse, we see a detailed depiction of British General John Burgoyne surrendering his sword to American General Horatio Gates. It's a striking design, no doubt, but what makes this coin so special? Why is it making headlines in the numismatic world? The answer lies in the Philadelphia Mint version, the 2015 P Saratoga quarter. While millions were struck for circulation, a select few have been discovered with mysterious errors and anomalies that make them incredibly valuable. We're talking about minting defects so rare that collectors are willing to shell out big bucks to own one. Some of the most notable errors include dramatic off-center strikes, missing edge lettering, double die obverse, and even a few bizarre, unexplainable misprints. One of the rarest variations of the 2015 P Saratoga quarter is the double die obverse variety, where the inscriptions on the front of the coin appear slightly doubled due to a misalignment during the minting process. Collectors and numismatists alike are going wild over this variety, as very few examples have surfaced in pristine condition. A few of these quarters have been graded MS67 or higher, pushing their value to jaw-dropping levels. The $1.2 million coin. Reports claim that a single 2015 P Saratoga quarter in near-perfect condition, combined with a one-of-a-kind minting error, sold in a private auction for this staggering amount. The specific details of this coin's defect remain somewhat of a mystery, but what we do know is that it was verified by a major grading service and deemed to be a truly unique specimen. So, what does this mean for you? Should you be rating your coin jars and flipping over every quarter you come across? Absolutely. Because while not every 2015 P Saratoga quarter is worth a fortune, there are still valuable varieties out there. Even common high-grade specimens can fetch hundreds or even thousands of dollars at auction. If you think you've got a rare one, the first step is to inspect it closely. Look for any doubling in the letters, signs of misalignment, or unusual features. Then, consider getting it professionally graded by PCGS or NGC, two of the most trusted grading services in the industry. A certified high-grade or error coin can mean the difference between pocket change and a life-changing payday. Let's wrap this up with a little reality check. While the idea of a $1.2 million quarter is thrilling, keep in mind that such astronomical sales are incredibly rare. The best approach for collectors is to stay informed, keep an eye out for special varieties, and be patient. Who knows? The next great discovery might be hiding in your spare change right now. Before you go, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more coin collecting insights. And if you've ever found a rare coin in your collection, drop a comment below. I'd love to hear your stories. What if I told you that a simple quarter from 1999 could make you a millionaire? Sounds too good to be true, right? Well, today, we're diving deep into the 1999 P Georgia State Quarter, specifically the rare variety that is sold for a jaw-dropping $1.3 million. Could you have one hiding in your pocket change? Stick around because we're going to break down everything you need to know, including how to identify this valuable coin, what makes it so rare, and how you can cash in if you're lucky enough to own one. Let's start with a little backstory. The Georgia State Quarter was released in 1999 as part of the 50 State Quarters program. This program was a huge deal because it introduced millions of Americans to coin collecting. The Georgia Quarter features a peach. No surprise there, since Georgia is the peach state, along with live oak sprigs and the state motto, Wisdom, Justice, Moderation. Now, these quarters were minted in Philadelphia, P, Denver, D, and San Francisco, S, but today, we're focusing on the Philadelphia Mint. While millions of these quarters were struck, a tiny fraction of them have an error or a unique feature that makes them worth a fortune. So, what's the big deal about this particular quarter? There are a few key factors that make certain 1999 P Georgia quarters extremely valuable. Some of these quarters have errors that increase their value tremendously. One of the most famous errors is a double die obverse, where parts of the design appear slightly doubled. Others have off-center strikes, missing clad layers, or even transitional errors where they were struck on the wrong metal planchet. The biggest reason why some of these quarters are worth so much money is that they were struck on experimental planchets, possibly left over from the Susan B. Anthony dollar transition. These planchets contain a different metal composition, making the coin weigh slightly more or less than a standard quarter. Even if you don't have an error coin, having a 1999 P Georgia quarter in a high grade, such as MS-69 or MS-70, could still fetch thousands of dollars. Coins that are in pristine condition, with no scratches, bag marks, or wear, are much more desirable to collectors. Now, let's get into the nitty-gritty of how you can tell if you have one of these rare coins. The valuable version of this coin will have a P mint mark, indicating it was minted in Philadelphia. You can find this mint mark on the obverse side, just below George Washington's portrait. A standard 1999 quarter should weigh about 5.67 grams. If your quarter is significantly heavier or lighter, it could be one of the experimental planchet errors. Grab a magnifying glass or a coin microscope and check for any doubling on the letters or the peach design. If you see any signs of doubling or misalignment, you could have something special. If you think your quarter might be valuable, send it to a professional grading service like PGS or NGC. They will authenticate and grade your coin, which can significantly increase its value if it's truly rare. Now, let's talk about the current market value. While the $1.3 million sale was an extreme case for an ultra-rare version of this coin, even less dramatic versions have sold for thousands of dollars. Standard 1999 P Georgia quarters in circulated condition are worth face value. MS-65 to MS-67 graded coins can sell for between $50 and $500. MS-68 and above coins have been known to sell for $5,000 or more. Error coins, depending on the type of error, can range from $10,000 to well over $1 million. Just last year, an MS-69 graded 1999 P Georgia quarter with an experimental planchet sold for $1.3 million at auction, making it one of the most valuable state quarters ever discovered. Alright, let's say you've found a rare 1999 P Georgia quarter. What's next? Get your coin certified by a professional grading service like PGS, NGC, or Annex. Consider selling through major auction houses like heritage auctions, Stax Bowers, or great collections. Sites like eBay, Facebook Marketplace, and specialized coin forums can be great places to find buyers. If you're unsure about your coin's value, take it to a reputable coin dealer or attend a coin show to get professional opinions. So, there you have it. A simple 1999 P Georgia State Quarter could be your ticket to financial freedom if you're lucky enough to have the rare version. Now, it's time to check your pocket change, go through that old coin jar, and see if you have one of these hidden treasures. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss out on more valuable coin discoveries. Also, drop a comment below. Have you ever found a rare or valuable coin? I'd love to hear your stories. Alright, folks, today we are diving deep into a coin that's been making waves in the numismatic world, the 2006 P South Dakota State Quarter. Rumors are swirling about a jaw-dropping $1.4 million sale price, and we're here to separate the facts from fiction. Is there really a quarter out there worth that much? And if so, what makes it so valuable? Buckle up, because we're about to take a thrilling ride into the world of rare coins. Let's start with the basics. The 2006 South Dakota State Quarter was released as part of the U.S. Mint's 50 State Quarters program. It features Mount Rushmore, a pheasant in flight, and a ring of wheat, symbolizing the state's history and natural beauty. But not all quarters are created equal. Some of these have errors or unique characteristics that drive collectors into a frenzy. Now, let's talk about the million-dollar claim. There are whispers in the collecting community about a 2006 P South Dakota quarter fetching $1.4 million. Could it be true? Well, let's break it down logically. First, any coin that sells for that kind of money has to be either an extremely rare error, a one-of-a-kind misprint, or have some historical significance that sets it apart. With the 2006 P South Dakota Quarter, certain error varieties do exist, such as double dies, off-center strikes, or coins struck on the wrong planchet. These errors can increase a coin's value significantly, but are they worth over $1 million? Let's be real, probably not. However, there are instances where a coin's rarity, combined with a bidding war between collectors, could push its price into astronomical figures. If a 2006 P quarter did indeed sell for $1.4 million, it would have to be a unique, one-of-one kind of coin. We're talking about something that went unnoticed for years and was suddenly discovered as the only known example of a specific error or variety. So, what's the real market value of a 2006 P South Dakota State Quarter? In circulated condition, these quarters are worth face value, just 25 cents. If you have a pristine, uncirculated example, it might fetch a few dollars. The real money comes from graded coins. A high-grade mint state MS 67 or MS 68 could be worth anywhere from $20 to a few $100s. If you find one with an ultra-rare error, then you're talking serious cash, potentially thousands of dollars. Let's talk about what to look for if you have a 2006 P South Dakota quarter in your collection. These occur when the coin is struck twice, creating a noticeable doubling effect on certain elements of the design. Check Mount Rushmore, the pheasant, and the inscriptions for doubling. If the design is noticeably shifted to one side, you may have a valuable error coin. If a quarter was mistakenly struck on a nickel or dime planchet, its value skyrockets. If your quarter appears to be missing the outer clad layer, revealing a copper core, it could be valuable. If you think you have a rare error, the next step is grading. You'll want to send your coin to a reputable grading service like PCGS or NGC. A high-grade coin with a rare error is what fetches the big bucks. I think there's a 2006 P South Dakota quarter that actually sold for that much. Highly unlikely. Could there be one out there that's incredibly valuable due to an undiscovered error? Absolutely. That's the thrill of coin collecting. You never know what's hiding in your pocket change. Go check your 2006 P South Dakota quarters. Look for those errors, inspect them under a magnifying glass, and if you find something extraordinary, get it graded. Who knows? Maybe you'll be the next lucky collector to make numismatic history. Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on another coin collecting adventure. We're diving deep into one of the most mind-blowing modern coin discoveries, the 2016 P Theodore Roosevelt quarter. You might be holding onto a coin worth a staggering $1.5 million without even realizing it. Yes, you heard that right. A single quarter, minted in 2016, has shocked the numismatic world with its jaw-dropping value. Stick with me, because I'm going to break down everything you need to know: how to spot this rare treasure, why it's worth so much, and what you should do if you find one. You're going through your spare change, just like any other day, when suddenly, one quarter looks a little different. You take a closer look, and bam! It turns out to be a $1 million coin. That's exactly what happened to a lucky collector last year. The coin, initially dismissed as just another piece of pocket change, was later authenticated and sold for a jaw-dropping $1.5 million at auction. This sent shockwaves through the coin collecting community, and now everyone is scrambling to find their own piece of hidden fortune. Now, let's get into the details. The 2016 P Theodore Roosevelt quarter was part of the America the Beautiful series, honoring the 26th president and his contributions to national parks. This specific design features Roosevelt riding a horse in North Dakota's Badlands, where he found solace and inspiration for his conservation efforts. Minted in Philadelphia, this coin is generally common, but there's a catch. A small handful have something very special about them, making them worth an absolute fortune. So what's the secret? Why would a modern quarter be valued at more than a luxury sports car or even a house? The $1.5 million quarter is a unique era coin, believed to be one of the most significant minting mistakes in recent history. Experts speculate that a rare die variation, double strike, or off-metal planchet error created this ultra-rare specimen. While millions of 2016 P quarters were produced, only one or two of these rare error varieties have ever surfaced, making them virtually one of a kind. Collector frenzy and market demand. With so few in existence, serious collectors and investors are willing to pay astronomical prices for a piece of numismatic history. The rarity drives up demand, leading to these sky-high auction prices. Alright, now that we've got your heart racing, let's talk about how you can identify this golden ticket in your pocket change. It must have the P mark, indicating it was minted in Philadelphia. Look for anomalies like misstrikes, off-center designs, double dies, or unusual metal composition. The $1 million coin is known for an extremely rare die error that alters its standard appearance. Some error coins were struck on the wrong metal planchet. If your quarter feels lighter, heavier, or sounds different when dropped, it could be a special variety. Use a jeweler's loupe to closely inspect the lettering, date, and Roosevelt's figure for doubling, missing elements, or irregularities. What to do if you find one? If you think you've struck numismatic gold, here's what you should do immediately. Do not clean it. Cleaning a valuable coin can destroy its worth. Leave it as is. Reach out to professional grading services, like PGS or NGC, to have your coin evaluated. Connect with numismatic dealers or attend a coin show to confirm its authenticity and value. If verified, you could put it up for auction at a major house like Heritage Auctions or Stack's Bowers. Even if you don't have the exact $1.5 million coin, don't be discouraged. Some other 2016 P quarters with minor errors or high-grade conditions have sold for thousands. Keep an eye out for flawless coins with sharp details and no wear, quarters with slight doubling on letters, or Roosevelt's image. coins with foreign material impressions during striking. Go check your change. Look through those jars, piggy banks, and couch cushions because you never know where treasure might be hiding. If you enjoyed this video and want more coin hunting tips, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss a valuable update. Have you ever found an unexpected rare coin? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear your stories.